Before any of these scenarios were presented, I had to create a common language that this young horse understood. I had to be able to influence his focus or help him let go of a fixation and help him be mentally redirectable. Once I could influence where his thoughts were, then I wanted to be able to influence all parts of his body independently, meaning that he could turn his head or his neck or his shoulders or his rib cage or his hindquarters all separately, so that as things were presented, I could check in for any potential containment or physical brace or tension that he might carry and help him learn how to soften and let go of that. One of the things about a horse of this size at a young age is there's still a bit of discombobulation. So helping him physically experience what a soft balance feeling is as things are asked of him helps take away from the pressure of the newness. Each of these scenarios was begun in small, specific ways to help him first think through what was presented and then being able to try, allowing lots of opportunities for him to pause, mentally process. Often he would sigh, lick, chew, blow his nose during those moments of pause. And that way he could retain what was being presented versus me having to repetitiously present things every single time or every single day in a certain manner. One of my goals for horses is that they be mentally adaptable because often we can't control our circumstances or the things happening around us as we interact with the horse. And I find more people are fixated on the fear of wondering what their horse will do because the horse has come to learn a certain pattern of interaction or a certain way of doing things, and very rarely are they adaptable. So, especially with youngsters, being able to change up where I present things, how I present things, when I present things, it teaches them to be mentally available and willing to try without an expectation that things or a tolerance that things are going to be presented in only one way. I find this is not only a practical thing, but the reality is if anyone ever has to handle your horse, they may not do things the way you do, and we need to still have a reasonable equine. Each of these scenarios that I've presented has been a variety of different forms of pressure, whether it was following the feel of the lead rope, whether it was being able to push towards the pressure, such as kicking the apple or stepping into the tire. Each of these scenarios, we want to feel that the horse can search, try, and then let go of a thought. Sometimes, especially with young horses who are enthusiastic about learning, they can get so into something you're presenting that then they start to take over. So the goal is that the horse is adaptable no matter where or how or when I present things, especially if I do things semi out of order. Many humans don't realize that they have unintentionally created patterns of expectation in the horse because out of convenience, whether it's the layout of the barn or facility where they keep their horse or where their tack is or where the mounting block is, and they kind of go through this mindless interaction versus thinking about and maintaining a creativity to keep the horse mentally engaged in the experience. Another big part in this is teaching the horse that I may show up wherever and whenever around his body. I find people, again, tend to have patterns of how they approach the horse, where they stand, what they ask of him, rather than changing it up. And I find the more frequently that we change things up with the horse, the more available they are to search and try what it is that we are asking of them. I am not someone who promotes practicing mindless repetition, as I find it teaches the horse to be defensive towards the human experience and they mentally check out, which then causes a physical heaviness in their movement and response towards the human requests. So, with these young horses, the goal is to expose them to a variety of skills so that they can better accept future human experiences, but to also build their confidence as we're doing so. And I find sometimes with young horses, people tend to overwhelm them by asking far too much in a very short manner. And it may often seem like the horse is initially complying, but when they go to revisit whatever they thought the horse retained, they find it feels like they're starting over again. So this is about quality, not how fast we can go or how much we can get done, but that it has value to the horse, not just the human. And this helps set him up for success for the rest of his life.